Cindy McCain is a lifelong Republican who controversially supported Joe Biden in the presidential election campaign. The wife of the late John McCain, the Republican presidential candidate who lost to Barack Obama, now believes her party's at a historic crossroads.
Our party as a whole has lost its way. I believe now that I know there's many people now that want to see a different kind of Republican Party, and I believe this party may split.
In the aftermath of a hostile and highly charged election, her hope is that Republicans and Democrats can forge a new era of cooperation for the good of America.
Cindy McCain, welcome to The Economist Asks.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You were one of the lucky few in an event that had to be limited for obvious reasons, who were there to see President Joe Biden into office. What was the standout moment for you, and how different did it feel to previous inaugurations?
Well, really two moments. Number one, of course, the inauguration of Joe Biden and the absolute meaning of what it was all about. It actually brought tears to my eyes because I view this as a new beginning, a new time for the United States of America, and certainly something that's going to now be an inclusive government and one that believes in its people. And not a government that's for its own personal profit or own personal gain. So for me, it stood for many things. And of course, the second one was the inauguration of Kamala Harris will make an amazing vice president. And of course, that's also a new beginning for the United States, having a female in that position. Finally, it was something that made all of us, reminded all of us about what is great about America. 2 weeks ago, our capital was under siege. And two weeks later, here we are, a peaceful transfer of power and a new beginning for the United States.
President Biden made that inauguration speech standing on the same soil as the riots 2 weeks ago that you referenced. That was the 6th of January. It's written now into the history of the Senate and American politics.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, well, you still sound moved by that, by your response.
That I could not believe what was happening. And I could not believe not only what was happening, but the disrespect towards the bodies, and meaning the bodies of the Senate and the House, and the disrespect for the actual chambers themselves. I mean, I looked down and watched with tears in my eyes people mistreating the desks and the items that were in the desks, and talking about the members of the Senate like somehow they were comedic players. This is not comedy, and what they did was illegal, and it was wrong, and it was instigated by the former president. And so, as you can see, democracy works. Democracy worked for us. Yes, democracy can be flawed, but in our case, it worked, and we are back on track. We are going to work together as a government in a bipartisan fashion, because that's what Joe Biden believes in and works for.
Now, of your fellow Republicans, you're still a member of the Republican Party, yes?
I am. I am.
Well, by a margin, a small margin, but still a margin, 45 to 43% of them, respectively, said that they supported the actions of those pro-Trump extremists. This was from a YouGov survey reported in The Economist, so a reliable source. What does it tell you?
I think it tells me that a lot of that our party as a whole has lost its way. We were the party. I'm old enough to have been a member of the party when Ronald Reagan was president. And at that particular point in time, we were the party of inclusion. We were the party of new beginnings. We were the party of working together. And we've lost our way. We have not only have we lost our way, but we have lost what we really stand for and what we believed in for many years. But that has a great deal to do with the actions at the top. So I believe now that I know there's many people now that want to see a different kind of Republican Party. And I believe this party may split. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but I know that we can't move forward in the fashion that these people behaved in on January 6th. And so I truly believe something's going to give within our Republican Party to hopefully bring it back to where we were in the center and the party of new beliefs and new beginnings.
And how do you feel about your own Arizona GOP criticising you. I think they were proposing to censure you for your support of Joe Biden. It seems to cause some mirth.
I find it comical. I really do. In fact, we've talked about having T-shirts made. So, listen, I'm a Republican. I did what I thought was the right thing for my country. I'm very proud of what I did, and I have absolutely. I look back and I know I did the right thing. As far as the Arizona GOP, they'll do what they do, and my life will go on.
And yet you've said you won't leave the Republican Party, if I'm still reading you correctly. But when you saw that violence in the Senate, when you saw members of your party rioting in the heart of the Capitol and of American democracy, and those images going around the world, did the thought cross your mind, I need to get out of this party?
Never. It's never crossed my mind. Sure, have I been frustrated? Yes. Sure, have I had moments where I thought, I can't believe what I'm seeing, what the heck is going on? Who are these people? You know, they're not my Republicans, which makes it even more important that those of us who are law-abiding citizens and do not believe in the kind of chaos that took place, make sure that our party finds its way again and finds the center of where we belong. And I believe there's enough people out there that are going to do just that.
I spoke to your late husband in April 2017. Senator McCain gave, yes, indeed. I mean, I look back on it very fondly and, of course, with great sadness, like many people who knew him and loved a good old political tussle, because he was up for that, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He loved a good political tussle. John McCain was a person who he believed what he believed and he lived what he believed. And he would fight like cats and dogs with the opposition on the floor of the Senate, but it was never personal. They would walk off the floor, grasp arms, have dinner together, grab a drink together, whatever it may be. That's what true leadership is about. It's not personal. And so that's the difference in the John McCains and the Ted Kennedys of the world as opposed to what some of the people that we have right now that are in the Senate and the House.
He said to me this, partisanship is at an all-time high, and he conceded, obviously, Americans are not very happy with business as it's conducted here in our nation's capital. Now, doesn't that encapsulate the challenge here also for President Biden? 4 decades in public office, he's a man of the system. He understands the system. That's also how bipartisanship works. But he does now lead a country whose basic beliefs seem to be that the system is broken and hasn't been working for them.
I believe that. I believe because the partisanship is and was certainly at an all-time high, as my husband said, we also now have a president that is willing to step across the aisle, work together, talk it out, figure out what's best for the country, not what's best for the party, and move forward. And Joe Biden's the perfect person for this because all of us have seen him in action. We know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. He's already called a meeting of the leadership of both parties to come to the White House and begin talking about these issues, things that face the country. We're swamped with coronavirus. We have to get this under control and make sure that we have a plan. And I know that's his first and foremost item that he needs to get to. But he is willing to and needs to and is going to bring the leadership together so that we can work together for the good of the country.
Is America looking strong now after everything we've seen in that very fraught and contested election? And we really cannot leave aside that many, many people, a very large number of Americans, did not want to let go of Donald Trump or what he stood for.
I think we're going to see the world, as you saw, there was an outpouring from the world community because they want the United States of America to stay strong and be the beacon of hope that we've always been. And so it's, in my opinion, I think that with President Biden, we're going to see just that. A world that is hopefully better and hopefully a United States that stands up to the thugs in the world and not kowtow to them, and most importantly be the nation of hope and honor that we've always been. I believe in that. I believe Joe Biden can reconstitute that for us and also help us remind the world that, even though our democracy is flawed, it's still the best we've got, and we are strong as ever.
You can listen to the full interview on our podcast, The Economist Asks. Every week we publish a conversation we've had with a high-profile figure. Click the link opposite to enjoy it. And thanks for watching.